Would you ever compete with a woman, with another guy the way he is doing with Jacob?
Did you ever say, did you ever sleep with a woman with another guy?
No, compete.
I don't know if that's appropriate. Compete? No, I don't. I think it's, yeah, I'm not good at doing it. And so I just kind of, yeah, leave it alone. And also, even if you're the, I guess if you I'll say if you own the girl, but that doesn't make sense. If you are the one with the girl in the first place, I guess maybe you're forced into fighting a little bit. But I would never be in Jacob's position, because then you just end up being the guy who broke up a couple anyway. Over here.
Hi, Robert.
Hey.
Hi. I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about working more closely with Taylor in this movie.
Yeah, I mean it was good in this one because I never do anything with anyone else apart from Kristen and the others who want brief things. But it's kind of part of how I was answering the other question. I mean, letting Edward have petty emotions like being jealous of Jacob and not being able to control himself around him because he gets under his skin so much. It became much easier to play. There was a much bigger scope of emotions to play as soon as you let someone else get through your armor. So doing that with Taylor was great. And he's really good too. So.
Did you have a scene in this movie that was good with him? Was there a scene in particular?
I think there are just some scenes. It was just quite cool to have him there. I mean, I like the scenes where there has to be some kind of Bella has to reveal something about herself, in front of Jacob and me at the same time, and it's quite a nice extra thing to relate to. Because I mean, most of the time, if it's just with Bella and she's trying to convey something to me, then Edward's always been just totally sympathetic to her. But seeing another guy and seeing that it's not just about our relationship, it's about some other person, it kind of made it a little bit more interesting.
Over here.
Do you believe in a soul like Edward, and if so, what exactly do you do?
Do I believe in a soul? Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, definitely. I mean, I always agree, I can't remember who said it, but a soul and a heaven must exist because good people aren't rewarded enough on earth. It's like, I always like that idea, and the existence of the soul. That makes sense.
Back there.
Here. Have you ever gotten in a fight with someone for the love of a woman?
I think. Yeah, probably. Yeah. But I don't know if it was about love. I mean, it's just more like pride.
Up in the second row here.
Okay, just wanted to ask you about working with David on this. You've had a new director for each film, and I'm just wondering, is there a certain break-in process, and do you feel kind of proprietary about Edward now that since you've been playing him so long? Do you have to kind of explain to each director certain things about your character and that type of thing? And how did you feel about the close-ups? There's some extreme close-ups in this.
No, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, after doing Twilight, the first one, everyone had very, very specific ideas, and everyone was butting heads the entire time. So it became, and you can kind of feel it in the movie. It's a different energy, but everyone's like, oh, this is what it's about. And then when Chris Weitz came in for New Moon, he basically came with the opinion that he liked the first one, he liked what the actors were doing, so kind of just follow along that road. And then when David came in, he was like, I just want to do everything completely different, like just not do it like the first two. So we talked about the character development and consistency from the first two, but he was like, it doesn't matter, let's just do something completely different. Which is good, because I mean, then it's challenging, it's easy to get stagnant if you think you're just playing the same character. And luckily I kind of felt like, I don't know, I guess on New Moon I felt like I was developing something a little bit deeper and on Eclipse, I felt like I was doing a completely different movie. So, and a completely different character in a lot of ways. So yeah, it was nice and challenging.
What was David's biggest imprint on it? I mean, what do you think was his biggest change in terms of tone or direction?
I mean, I guess he was really fighting to make it not so, what's the word, solemn, I guess, just the speed of it, just to sort of speed things up, which is a massive deal, because I mean, Edward's always, in my eyes, been so kind of calculated, and everything is so, you know, it's not rash, any of his decisions. And David wants to just speed up the whole thing, make him more vulnerable.
Over here.
First, when we met for Twilight, you were talking about one of the things that you probably would miss the most is the ability to show up at an open mic night and play some music. And I was just curious if, one, you've been able to play some music over the years, and two, if you'll contribute to any of the upcoming soundtracks.
I've done a couple of things. I mean, I've always been just playing around. As for the soundtracks, I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, it was nice to be involved in the first one. I just saw Twilight on TV for the first time a few days ago.
You've never seen it before?
No, apart from the commentary. and when my songs came on, I was thinking, wow, that's so bizarre that I actually had those songs in the movie. And I'm kind of amazed that Catherine did it. But I mean, it really shows how, you know, none of us thought it was going to be so massive. I didn't know anyone was going to buy the soundtrack or anything. And it's a little bit more nerve-wracking now, so I don't know, maybe.
Over there forward.
Hi. So Taylor got a great line in this one when Jacob gets to say that he's hotter. How was it playing that scene? Were you upset that you didn't get a comeback to give him as Edward? And would you like to address that issue right now?
There's nothing you can say. It's like, yeah, you are. Well, at least I'm not hotter than you. I don't know. Yeah, it was quite fun. There are quite a few lines in it because Jacob has quite a few like catchphrase type lines in this one with me especially, and it is quite funny. For some reason, I always find it quite funny when I'm doing stuff like that with Taylor. Like for one thing, there are a couple of scenes where we have sort of confrontational scenes where there's a bit I sort of push him around a little bit, and I was supposed to grab his shoulder. And it wasn't even in the script. I thought I'm going to go up and kind of really scare him and grab his shoulder. It's going to freak him out. And I'm going to turn the whole scene upside down. And I told him, he just grabbed his shoulder, and his shoulder was too big to actually get a grip on. And he just went like, and so that was, that was kind of embarrassing. But I got him back that he had to keep dressing up in a little grey spandex wolf suit all the time. And then try and be like intimidating in that. With Kristen patting him on the head and stuff. That was quite fun to get him back.
Okay.
Hi. There's so many fan sites that have been created dedicated just to Edward. Do you check out any of those fan sites? And are there any that stand out to you for any reason?
I'm not really sure. I mean, I know that it's kind of incredible the information that they get so quickly. I mean, sometimes I would check them just to see what my schedule is and stuff. Like on weekends and things when I can't get through to my agency, they know way better. Or even to see my emails sometimes.
Scary.
But no, I mean, some of them. No, I mean, it's obviously it's strange being in Twilight because I mean, it's so much of the fan base is completely about being on the internet and also being part of a community with each other. I mean, you see people turn up at sets, of other movies they've done, and take a picture. And you know that the main reason is so that they can have a thing within their sort of online community, and you know it's going to be up within like 5 seconds. If they could upload it as they were taking the picture, it'd be better. But Yeah, it's strange.